there were quite a few times where I had to make calls to because of a discrepancy, or maybe it was with the provider, or maybe it was a question for Medi-Share. And I was pleasantly surprised many times after my experience with traditional insurance. I thought I was going to have to do a lot more legwork than I did, and I was pleasantly surprised at how much the staff at Medi-Share actually helped in that process. So it took some of the, burden off of me, and some of the burden that I expected to have to bear. I didn't. So that was neat too. I do recall receiving one handwritten note from a sweet lady, and that was really cool too, because this day and age you don't get, I guess, what you call snail mail much anymore. And I love seeing just a beautiful penmanship where that that's the paper that the person held, and that was the ink that they wrote with. And in my own experience in receiving, where we get our monthly share notice, and there are names in there where you can pray and write to people. I got to be on the other end of that and be like, oh wow, somebody saw my name and they wrote to me, and that was a highlight of my day that day. So that was really cool. So I think the cool thing was, because we had such faith and trust in our choice to be Medi-Share members, that was kind of it wasn't like oh my goodness, how are we going to pay for this sort of thing. We knew we were already set and taken care of, and just kind of had faith that Medi-Share and the members would be what they said they would be. So it was actually really kind of refreshing to know that our ducks were in a row there, and that we really didn't have to be afraid or wonder. It was actually a reassuring feeling, I would say. I remember our needs being posted or shared, and people starting to comment and say, we shared in your bills, and we're praying that you and your son are doing well. And I thought, wow, that is so cool. All these people that shared in our medical bills, but they're sharing in our journey too, and they're praying for us. And I got to write back and say, hey, thank you so much. We're doing great. And I thought that was so cool. How we're part of that community, and it's just so unique to Medi-Share, and I just love that. I knew that if I was calling in, they checked on me. It wasn't just, oh, let's talk about this bill and that bill. How are you doing? Are you still healing well? And those questions were always asked too. It wasn't just, let's get down to business. There was always a personal note about, is there anything else that you need? We have these resources if that was needed. There's definitely that personal aspect of how are you healing, and is there any way that we can help in that aspect?